OK, let's head overseas now. And a powerful gathering of world leaders in New Delhi has been overshadowed by the protests of Tibetan exiles. Developing countries met to discuss topics ranging from Syria to trade relations at the so-called BRICS summit. But the demonstrators have been grabbing all the headlines. More from our India correspondent Richard Lindell.
Despite a police lockdown, some Tibetans still found a platform for protest.
We want to freedom. We want to freedom. Tibet belongs to Tibetan. Tibet is not part of China.
Security around the BRICS summit was tight, and in an effort to limit protests, Indian police arrested 250 exiles and locked down Tibetan neighbourhoods in the capital. In the northern city of Dharamshala, protests and prayer vigils were held for the 27-year-old who self-immolated in Delhi earlier this week. The issue of Tibet wasn't raised at the summit, but the United Nations was. The BRICS nations are calling for reform of the UN, the World Bank and the IMF to better reflect the shift in economic and political power.
Institutions of global political and economic governance created more than 6 decades ago have not kept pace with the changing realities of the world.
Developing economies aren't waiting for reform. They're proposing setting up a BRICS bank to fund trillions of dollars in infrastructure projects over coming decades.
I believe that even if such a bank were formed, it would probably work very closely with the World Bank. We'd work with a BRIC bank, and it would probably be difficult to replicate sort of the knowledge and expertise that we fund.
Syria and Iran were also discussed, but the summit could only manage a broadly worded statement calling for more dialogue. Politically and geographically, the five nations are worlds apart, but their rapid development is forging closer economic and trade ties and creating a bloc that will have a large say in global affairs in the years to come. Richard Lindell, ABC News, New Delhi.